A SARS-like virus, which has infected hundreds in China, has now reached the United States.
That this is an evolving situation. Literally every day we learn a little bit more about it.
More than 11.4 million cases of coronavirus that we know of around the world.
But only it's going to take about a year at least to get a vaccine.
Health officials are rapidly trying to ramp up their testing and contain the spread.
The virus was being spread mainly through respiratory transmission and is likely to mutate, which will increase the risk of epidemics spreading.
That COVID-19 can be characterized as a pandemic.
I don't even think I can count the amount of times I've been quarantined in the last 2 years. I turned 21 a few months before all this happened, and now I'll be turning 24 this year. And when I look back on the last 2 years of my life, it all just feels like a blur, almost. What everyone tells you your whole childhood, your early 20s are going to be the best years of your life, and I've spent most of them sitting in my room alone. But in the midst of all the isolation, there still were some pretty great moments from the last 2 years. But in the middle of those fleeting moments, the in-between my life usually looks a lot like this. Just editing, doing my thing. After the pandemic had been going on for over a year, life just felt weird to me. And then I graduated college, which is supposed to feel like a pretty big event, but to me, I guess it didn't really feel like I earned it, or like it was worth celebrating even. And that sounds crazy, but to me, it felt like I was only in school for 2 years. It's a weird thing to sit in your childhood bedroom and watch from your phone. Everyone else seemed to move on. My friends weren't 5 minutes away anymore. I was alone a lot. And I'm not even really saying that I feel like I'm behind either. It took me months to not feel that way most of my time after college, but I think I've finally become content with the fact that my timeline isn't wrong. It's just differently paced. In my life, I think all I ever wanted was to create work that means something to me, hopefully something to other people. And I've mentioned this before, but with my recent car accident, I was just faced with this overwhelming urge to continue down this path I've chosen with almost more effort than I ever had before. My brother and I were so incredibly lucky to walk away, but I kind of always think, why? Why wasn't I hurt? How wasn't I hurt? Looking at the car. If something like that can happen whenever, would I be happy with the choices I made while I was still here? And that realization hasn't necessarily made the path I chose any easier at all.
I don't know what I'm doing.
It just kind of solidified for me that I don't want to do anything else. And I don't even know what this is. It could be one thing one day and one thing the other. I have a ton of different creative interests, all in a similar realm, but different nonetheless, so who knows? So all of that super deep thinking I've done about my life and life in general, I can honestly owe a lot to the pandemic as well. It's just given me a lot of time to try new hobbies and pick up old ones and just learn a bunch of different things and enjoy a bunch of different things. And I've kind of accepted this period in my life as just a really long growth stage. A time where it's just kind of me and getting to learn about myself and the things I like to do and love to do and all that good stuff. Getting to create freely the last couple of months has been awesome, and documenting my life so that one day I can look back on this part that seemed never ending at the time and just be kind of proud of it and be appreciative of it, that I had this time to slow down. So now for the first time I can kind of say that I'm not really in a rush. But I think I've finally become okay with just creating and learning and enjoying family. Because I know that one day life will get crazy again. So in the meantime, until that happens, I'll just be here. Just living, I guess.